Ghetto Garage, Wildcard Custom Paint Pimp, whatever you want to call it. West Michigan. Here is my cart, or whatever you would like to call it. I don't know what you would call it. I was going to put diamond plate on it, because I did buy a couple sheets. But why? Because I'm really not going to use it that often. It's got a gate on it to make it easier to get stuff in, like a cooler or whatever, because you know my truck isn't really a truck anymore. It's basically filled with amps and subs. Anyway, these are some hinges that I cut off, and then I used the leftover part to make a latch. And then I welded a chain to the bolt so they don't get lost. And then this is just a lock washer that I welded in there. Some people would ask, why does it take so long for me to do this? Well, first thing is, wherever you weld, you got to clean the metal, because none of this is new metal. You got to go through wherever you weld, and you got to clean all them barbs. You got to clean all the metal. It takes time. And then when I put it in my receiver today, this rack was going on a Detroit lean. I didn't like it. So what I did is I put it in the truck receiver and I spliced it from the bottom up. You see the top hasn't been cut. The bottom has. Now I could have cut the top and cut a V into it, but if the weld broke, this thing would fall. But if you cut it from the bottom, in my opinion, and splice it up, you fill the splice with the weld. Actually what I did is, I cut it with a Sawzall. Actually this was, from here to in the back was 3/4 off. And by the time I cut it with the Sawzall, what I did is when I did my tack welds, I stuck a nickel on each side to bring the gap up and put a level on it. Anyway, I'm gonna paint this today. I'm going to flip it upside down and prime it all. And it isn't going to be all the way dry when I flip it, because I'm not going to paint the underside of it. What I'm going to do is, because there's a lot of rust on that metal because it's all used metal, we got Rust-Oleum rusty metal primer. I'll thin it down with mineral spirits, and then I'll do black on it. The reason I'll do black is because I've done wrought iron and I've done things like this, and if you use a lighter color like gray or white, in between there, water's going to get in there sooner or later. And what I'll do is, if it's white or gray, it'll start rusting and make a little spot. Well, if you spray it black, you won't notice as much. The only thing I really have to do is before I paint it, is I have to drill my hole for my receiver. This took quite a few days. You can see it's all used metal. You know, I used what I had. And for the first time this year, I have, see that thing blowing? I have my furnace on. Because you gotta heat this garage up, because when I open this door, it's gonna suck raw air in, cold air, and it's gonna push it out. And it's gotta be like 70 degrees to paint. Well, it'll be hotter than that for a minute, but this metal is still cold. It takes a long time for this metal to heat up. And if it ain't decent temperature, it'll look like the paint and primer is sticking, but it's not. So that's why I'm gonna have both heaters on today. Is this little cart thing the best in the West? No. But it's very nice in the North. You know, it kind of sucks to paint in the wintertime because you only got 330 square feet. Don't feel sorry for me. Because if I wanted more workspace, I'd get it. And I will for my spray booth. but I'll still do body work here. I don't have 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 square foot. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I would not want it, but you know what? I don't want the payments either. Okay? See, my life is pretty good. You know why? First and foremost, I can do whatever I want every day. For a couple of years anyway. And that's what makes me happy. I like having money, but I bought my share of toys. And I don't even have time to use it because I'm always in here working on something. So I don't really use toys that much. It's kind of like it's nice to have, but you know, I don't need one of everything. I need time. That's what's valuable to me. I like doing what I want to do. And after a couple of years, after my savings went out, I'll paint cars. Cause you know what? I'm a decent body man, and I'm a pretty good painter. And my prices are good. My quality of work is fucking excellent. So I'll do all right. What else I got to ramble on about? Oh yeah, yeah, baby. Okay, let me break this down real quick to you right now. I've always been last in line, okay? Low man totem pole. Last on people's favorites. Okay, and doesn't matter. Fuck it. What else I got to talk about? You know, some people think that Tommy Shoe don't know shit. Okay. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I'm sure in the fuck not the butter knife. Okay? What happened to sticks and stones will break your bones, but names will never hurt you? What happened to that? Was that just a philosophy? Because I've heard that recently. I think in Michigan, they call this the dead of winter. The wind's not really blowing. It's not snowing. It's just cold. Just bitter cold. Jack Frost is out here somewhere. Old man winter. We're almost ended through January. But you know what? Spring's coming. And it brings new things. And Tommy Shoe's gonna get his shit done. And try to enjoy it this summer. Try to. And for unforeseen circumstances that are out of my control, looks like Tommy Shoe is gonna be wet sanding, buff and polish his own truck. Maybe I'm jumping to conclusions, but that's what I feel. It's all good in the hood, baby. Never needed anybody. Ain't never gonna need anybody. I got a new one for you. West Michigan. I'm pretty much done talking. Yeah, I'm done talking. You ready, boys and girls? Piece of property, piece of mind, piece of pussy. You guys get yours today? Piece of something, motherfucker. Remember, he who laughs first doesn't always laugh last. If the shoe fits, wear it out and buy a new pair. Good day.